Hi friends, the topic that I will talk about today is to travel within, or the internal travel as we say. So let's get started. First of all, how we experience our internal travel is very much dependent upon what we see in the external world. People with more experience, with more exposure, and who have gone to places and who had tragedies in their lives, or who had some happiness, or whose life is very eventful, those people are able to perform even the inner travel to a greater degree. However, people like Buddha or such people who spend a lot of time in the jungle or in sitting on the mountains, what they did is they basically smoothed or facilitated or fastened their process of internal travel. But actually, to leave your life and go into the forest or the desert, to reach to that point, you need a lot of exposure of the external world first, right? So the first important thing is that what kind of experiences that you have. Of course, that's only 50% of the contribution. 50% is what your genetic makeup, or your brought up, or construction of your mind, or how your thought process runs. So your external experience and plus how your personality is, when both of these things combine, they will determine that what kind of internal travel or the travel within you will perform. So this is the first aspect. So the second thing is that what in fact is an internal travel. It's basically an analytical process in which you are able to get out of your body or float out of your body and see yourself as an external person, as you are not that person. If you are able to do that, you can, or you are already performing internal travel or the travel within. So my question is, have you ever think about when you are in a situation, when you're talking to somebody and you say that, man, I'm rude, or you're able to say, man, I'm very isolated, man, I'm socially very disconnected, yeah, man, I'm loud, and are you able to see yourself as a third party? This means that you are internally very much alive and you are able to analyze your personality. Second is that I'm not talking about an out of body experience. The second thing is that when you're thinking, think about your thinking. When you're thinking, think about your thought process. That is also one of the aspects of internal travel. When you're thinking, think about it, that how negative you think. When you are thinking about a person, you notice that you are noticing negative traits about a person. Think about it, when you're thinking about yourself, you are always boosting or bragging or trying to exaggerate your good things. This means that you are a biased person and you need to make your changes. So the first phase of making some improvement is initially the realization that you are doing something wrong. So the internal travel means if you are able to analyze yourself physically and you are able to analyze your thought process, you are doing the internal travel. Now I will give you an example. Honestly tell me, do you have an internal debate going on? Because I tell you from my personal experience, there are always two people inside me. One is giving the popular opinion, thinking about my personal benefit, and then there is a critique inside me who's always going against my opinion, and I always let that debate go on so that a conclusion may come out. So this is a proof that there is an internal being also. For example, when I give you an example, you are going to a person and you have in your mind that you are going to be straight with him and you are going to shout on him and you are going to have a quarrel with him and you are going to explain to him all the injustices that he has done to you. But then there is an inner voice that says that he may harm you, or it could have repercussions, you may get hurt, or what benefit you will get out of it. So if you have an internal debate alive in you, you are alive internally. So this is a proof of internal travel, that you have an internal being that is very strong, and it constantly comes in play whenever you are up against some important situations, or even when you are not even doing some important stuff. Even in normal stuff, should I heat it in the oven or is it hot enough? Somebody says inside you, no, it's fine. You say I can touch it, it's cold. The person inside you says, what does it matter? It's just will be finished in a second. So even in normal things, there is an internal debate always present inside a person, telling that he is internally alive. And these are just the little aspects. Also think about the big things. If you wonder that who you are, what you are doing with your life, where you will eventually end up, why you are born in this family, in this era, in this condition, and what are you doing with your life, if these questions are come into you and you are always thinking and pondering about it, this means that you are always doing your internal travel, right? And finally, I give you an advantage of keeping this debate alive. People who are superficial will always say that these are the things that are going to drive you crazy, but the thing is that more you analyze, more you grow. If you put a situation or a thing to somebody else, both of you will have an argument. So I say that why not do an argument with yourself first? Whenever you analyze a situation in your mind, do the pros and cons within you. You will always keep the debate inside you alive, and you will always become a productive person, and your spiral of growth will always keep going. So the internal debate or the internal travel or the travel within is always fruitful for your mental growth. Thank you.